Hi, and welcome to Musical Listening. Today we're going to talk about decisiveness and how it pertains to shifting. Hi, my name is Clay, and welcome. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you can stay up to date on all the latest videos that we post. We post tutorials, performances, lots of wonderful things pertaining to music and music learning and music teaching, so consider subscribing. Today I'm going to talk about decisiveness, specifically decisiveness and how it applies to shifting. If you really want to know more and read a little bit more, I have a blog post about this. I'll put a link in the description and I'll put it in the cards. It's an expanded entry of this idea of decisions, a little tongue twister there. And why decisiveness is so important to us as musicians, why it's so important to our brains, and recreating these things, all these aspects of performance like shifting, and recreating them correctly, accurately, consistently. All right, so make sure you go and read that. But just a little bit about this. So, at the outset, the obvious reason that decisiveness is so important is that I have to decide what it is I'm trying to achieve. I have to set a goal. All right, what is my goal? Well, I'm trying to, in the Dvorak Humoresque, I'm trying to get from this D to this C. All right, up here. Got to get up there. All right, and so how do I decide about that? And by the way, this is one of 3 videos in a set here about shifting, so make sure you check out those other 2 videos. So how do I decide what it's supposed to sound like? Let's do that first. Well, I can play it down an octave. Great way to get those pitches into my ears. What does a minor 7th sound like? All right. And I can check this C against open C. I have a harmonic here. I have open A there. Notice I've only used the cello itself so far to figure out these frequencies. All right, I haven't turned on any tuners, haven't turned on the metronome or drum pitch or anything like that. I can use my cello and what I already know, all right, to get it in tune. All right, but make sure you use more than one way. Make sure that you use more than 2 or 3 ways. Make sure you go over here to the piano. Another great way to internalize this and decide what it is that I want. Go and listen to the recordings. Great thing about Suzuki, all right, comes with professional recordings. Go on YouTube and watch somebody play it and talk about it, all right? Don't just watch me. Watch 3 or 4 other people talk about Humoresque or watch them play it. Play along to them, all right? Really have it solid in your mind what this sounds like and what your goal is, all right, when you are playing it. So that's number 1. I could simply sit and just think about this piece of music here, this measure, all right? What does it mean to me? Maybe I could journal about it, all right? And there's so many things that go on in your brain. So what happens is you have the thalamus in your brain. I'm not a neuroscientist. I don't claim to be a neuroscientist, but just putting some ideas out there to help us all along. What happens is there's this loop, all right, between, all of the things that control your actions, your motor cortex, and your thalamus, which is the gateway to all of that, and then how it affects your hypothalamus and your endocrine system and making decisions. When we make decisions and they're good decisions and they create good outcomes, that changes our brain chemistry, all right? And what scientists are finding out more and more is that learning and what happens in our brain to remember things and create learning, it isn't just about circuits and electrical impulses. We think of the brain and everything that goes into the brain and learning as just, there's these, the neurons, and then the electrical signals are traveling around, and then this piece of information goes there, and this piece of information goes there, just like a computer, the information highway and all the parts communicating back and forth. But more and more I read or I hear stories about how hormones, the chemicals, other parts of our brain, all right, that make us human are very, very vital to learning and remembering and retaining information, all right? So when you make decisions and you like those decisions and those decisions lead to positive outcomes, it changes your brain chemistry. It helps you internalize, all right, this music, these ideas, these skills and concepts, all right? That is why decision making is so important. Now, if you really grasp onto and wrap your head around the other three components, because I said, decisiveness comes first, but it's also affected by the other three. And if I really had to look at it as a visual, I wouldn't look at it like this, like a list, like decisiveness 1, land on the right note 2, rhythmical 3, and, one smooth motion 4. I would list the others, all right, 1, 2, 3, and decisiveness around it, all right? It's this big thing that is so important to being successful, to being consistent, and recreating these actions in a performance. And that's why decisiveness is important. Sorry, I hope I didn't ramble there. It's such a big topic. Go read the blog post, do your own research, do your own homework, all right? And if you agree or disagree, leave it in the comments, all right? This is all about propelling us forward and, learning how to say these things better. Us all learning how to say these things better. That's what I'm passionate about us all coming up with a better way to talk about what happens when we're really learning, when we're really being musical, all right? So think about subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you got something out of it, if you just simply enjoyed it, hit the like button below and subscribe. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see on this channel. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. I could practice on the piano. I could practice on the piano.